Draymond Green went from being the most hated player in the league to the beating heart of a dynasty without changing who he was. His whole career is piled up with moments where punches were thrown and opponents got blasted. He got cursed by referees, sometimes ended up knocking down his own teammates. But behind all the madness is a mind that sees the court like few ever have. He's racked up over 160 technical fouls, 4 All-Star nods, and 4 rings, all while towing the line between brilliance and chaos. So how did the one from tough Saginaw City become hated and also a clever champion? Hit the like and subscribe button for updates, and let's dive into the untold story of Draymond Green.
Suing the basketball, not giving up on a play. That's Draymond Green, and is rewarded.
The Saginaw City didn't raise soft men, it raised survivors. Draymond Green grew up in a city gutted by poverty and crime, where toughness wasn't optional, it was a lifeline. Raised by a single mom who made him sleep on the floor as punishment, Green learned early that leadership meant showing up with fire. He said, "My gift is very much so my curse. Being from Saginaw is very much a curse for me. It's also the biggest blessing for me." Draymond Green's NBA career has never followed the standard arc. From the start, he wasn't built to be liked. His physical playstyle, trash talk, and refusal to back down made him a target.
Draymond with a seam!
But it was more than just attitude, it was a total chaos. In the 2017 NBA Finals, Green swung hard and nearly took Iman Shumpert's head off with a flailing arm.
Mike Jefferson. Foul.
Then there was the full-on wrestling match with Bradley Beal that spilled into the crowd later that year. He didn't just argue with refs, he invited conflict like it was part of his job description. The drama didn't stop with opponents either. Green clashed publicly with teammates, like in 2018 when he and Kevin Durant blew up on the bench, which reportedly spilt into the locker room. He called out KD's pending free agency mid-game and the Warriors suspended Green for it, but that was only the start of his growing reputation as the NBA's most hated agitator. Draymond Green acted very close to the rules, maybe even broke them. During the 2018 Western Conference Finals, it took him just 67 seconds to deliver a blatant shove to James Harden's throat. That earned him a technical foul. And if that wasn't enough, later in the 2018 NBA Finals, he caught LeBron James in the eye on a drive to the basket. While the league ruled it incidental, fans were quick to say it looked calculated. The poke clearly damaged LeBron's eye, and Green, true to form, wasn't even penalized for the contact, but for arguing the call. His outbursts weren't just on the court either. Even Steve Kerr, his coach, got tired of it. Cameras caught Kerr saying he was so fucking tired of Draymond's shit during a rough stretch in 2019. Yet somehow, Green kept finding ways to stay relevant.
Draymond Green facing an assault charge stemming from a weekend incident in East Lansing.
Green's aggression wasn't limited to games. Off the court, his antics stirred just as much controversy. In 2016, he was arrested in East Lansing for punching a Michigan State football player. He later agreed to a plea deal and paid a $650 fine, but the damage to his image lingered. Then came the now infamous punch to teammate Jordan Poole during a 2022 practice. A heated exchange escalated fast, and Green threw a clean shot right to Poole's face. The video leaked, sparking massive backlash. Yet Green wasn't suspended. Warriors GM Bob Myers called it a professional sports moment, but to many, it was yet another example of Green being untouchable. Throw in his online beef with Conor McGregor over a Warriors jersey and the Kendrick Perkins incident, where Green called him a racial slur on his podcast, and the narrative was clear. This wasn't just a strong effort, it was pretty unexpected while being in Golden State colors. That's the reason he was one of the most hated players in the NBA, but it did not stop there. If there was a tipping point in Draymond Green's villain arc, it was his feud with Kevin Durant. During a 2018 game, Green refused to pass to Durant for the final shot. They exploded into a screaming match that didn't stop when the buzzer sounded. Reportedly, Green questioned Durant's loyalty and called him out for his looming free agency, triggering a full-on locker room breakdown. The Warriors brass didn't hesitate. Green was suspended for 1 game, a rare move for an internal dispute. For fans and analysts, it was confirmation that Draymond Green wasn't just a passionate competitor, he could explode. Durant left after that season, and many pointed to that altercation as the final fracture in the dynasty's chemistry. Even the Warriors dynasty couldn't keep Green fully in check. Still, for all the tension, Green's fingerprints remained all over their identity. Green talks trash on the court, and now off it too. His podcast became an unfiltered extension of his voice, where he dissected games, roasted players, and stirred more headlines. One of the most explosive moments came when he called Kendrick Perkins a derogatory racial term for criticizing LeBron James. After a major backlash, Green apologized and admitted he was wrong, but his voice only grew louder. He called Dillon Brooks an idiot for questioning his IQ and said Brooks was the reason the Grizzlies weren't contenders. Brooks fired back after a win, mocking Green in post-game interviews and even clowning his podcast. The feud turned into entertainment, with Green laughing hysterically when Kyrie Irving seemingly refused to swap jerseys with Brooks. Green's podcast made him the first NBA player to consistently drive storylines from his living room. Yet it also revealed something else, his willingness to admit when he crossed the line. The most surprising part of Green's story isn't how much he yelled, it's how much he evolved. At 33, he's no longer the player who once put up 14 points per game and shot nearly 40% from deep. Now he averages just 5.2 points, with the second worst shot expectancy underperformance in the league, minus 17.9. Offensively, he's almost invisible. But his value? Off the charts. Green is now the Warriors' primary facilitator. He's posting a career high of 8.3 assists per game and an assist rate of 12.8%, orchestrating Golden State's offense while setting screens and directing traffic. Steph Curry's shooting percentage drops 10% when Green isn't on the court. Without Draymond, the Warriors' offense sputters, even with Curry firing away. More than stats, Green's presence improves the team's net rating by 8 points per 100 possessions, double Curry's own impact. He may not score, but he drives the machine, and everyone around him knows it. The redemption of Draymond Green hasn't come in a single moment, but in hundreds of smaller ones. The player once seen as a menace is now recognized as a defensive genius and emotional backbone. He'll never be the fan favorite, but even his harshest critics admit he's essential. Draymond Green still gets into skirmishes. His ongoing war with Dillon Brooks is proof, but there's a noticeable shift. He apologizes when he crosses the line. He owns his past. And perhaps most importantly, he still shows up when it counts. The Warriors system thrives on his defensive IQ, elite playmaking, and leadership in high-stakes games. He's not trying to be liked, but respect, that's different. Draymond Green may still talk trash, get technicals, and stir up chaos, but now he's doing it as one of the most respected minds in the game. From punching teammates to elevating legends, Draymond Green's legacy is built on contradiction. He's not the Warriors' top scorer, he's their heartbeat. A man who turned rage into reads, conflict into chemistry, and chaos into championships. The stats are the evidence of how he changed himself. But still, some see him as the biggest NBA villain and others see a basketball genius. Maybe he's both. So, which part of his journey is still on your mind? How his story will impact the rookies on the court? Drop your take in the comments, hit the like and subscribe for more game-changing stories. See you in the next video.